Well, it's hard to believe it's already week 4 of college football season, which means we have a whole new round of games and a whole new round of AL.com picks. I'm Alex McDaniel, joined by Matt Scalici and Annice Deweese. Guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. Tomorrow we've got Auburn at Kansas State, big showdown. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think this is an interesting one. The midweek thing is always kind of strange. You have to change your preparation a little bit. I think Auburn probably is as well equipped as anybody in the country to deal with, preparing for a team like this. The Kansas State offense is sort of, doing a lot of the same things that Auburn has made their living doing the last year under Gus Malzahn. So I think it's not going to be anything that's going to shock Auburn. I think they'll be prepared and they'll be ready, and I think they have better talent. So I've got Auburn winning this one pretty big. I've got them 42-24.
All right, what about you, Annice?
Yeah, so this is the first big test for both teams, and it's the beginning of a pretty brutal schedule for both of these teams too. It sounds like Auburn's going to have Sammy Coates back, which is really good for Nick Marshall. Although they have proven that they can run the ball this season, but they've also had 4 fumbles, so they're really going to have to straighten that out, especially with the schedule they have ahead of them. And then you have the Wildcats with their quarterback Jake Waters, who is their leading rusher on the team. So, and he's also proven that he can come back and win a game for them. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a test for Auburn, especially with them playing on the road. It's a big game, but last season Kansas State didn't beat any ranked opponents at home. So I think we're going to add to that list. So I'm going with Auburn, 34-31.
All right, you both have Auburn. Well, let's talk about the Gators are coming to Tuscaloosa to play Alabama. Annice, let's start with you. How do you see this shaking out? A lot of buzz around this game. How's it going to fall into place?
Yeah, there is. So this is the first SEC start for Blake Sims, so there's probably going to be nerves. Fortunately for him, the game is in Tuscaloosa, but I do think that Florida is going to take advantage maybe of his nerves, at least in the beginning of the game. So his main target this season has been Amari Cooper for obvious reasons. He does have a 70% completion rate, and Amari Cooper is the reason for that. But with an SEC defense, he's really going to have to spread the ball out. And so, Florida does have 4 interceptions so far this season, so he needs to be careful with that. Alabama doesn't have any interceptions, which is very strange for a Nick Saban defense. And we know that Driscoll is going to be throwing to his favorite target, Demarcus Robinson. And the secondary has been its weakness for Alabama so far this season. But Florida has lost the last 3 games to Alabama, and I think they're going to make it 4. So I'm going with Alabama, 27-17.
All right, what about you, Matt?
I'm with Annice here. Florida has a really bad history in Tuscaloosa. They don't play well there, and I think some of it's been timing, some of it is just they don't adapt well playing outside of their home stadium. They're a homebody team. They love playing in the swamp. I think that's going to be a factor here. I also think the fact that Alabama's really not, as much as they've had all of this quarterback controversy they've been trying to figure out and give these guys as much work as they can, they haven't really shown a lot on offense. They've kept it really vanilla, really plain. Some of that is to keep things simple for Blake Sims, but I think some of it also is to hold back from the opponents. I think they're going to start to open it up a little bit this week in terms of the playbook, and I think you're going to start to see them make things happen on offense, probably be a little bit more explosive. I would also say the thing to watch out for, even though Florida has a lot of talent on defense and maybe can make a few big plays in this game, I think Blake Sims, #1 quarterback in the country right now when it comes to throwing on third down efficiency, which is a big deal. If you're playing an elite defense, you got to be able to keep moving the ball down the field. I think Alabama's going to get it done, and I think that they're probably going to win bigger than maybe people are expecting. I've got Alabama 35-21 right now.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Remember, you can find the rest of our staff picks and even cast your own vote at AL.com.